This is a quick look at Mom's 73. Mom since 1973. I guess that's why it's mom73.com. Foxborough.moms73.com. So I'm not sure what the Foxborough is on this. Let's see. We come down here to the bottom and we've got this text pop up here. This is another website powered by that DX1. I can't see their logo, but they've got a link here, and that link is bleeding PageRank off to them. Let's see what their page load times and all that stuff is. This is a bad move. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. If you go to Facebook, and I bet it's at the top of the page too. No, it's just at the bottom, so that's better than most of them. But the idea is to get traffic from Facebook to your website, from Instagram to your website. When you have these links, we're bleeding PageRank here. PageRank is used to rank your website with Google and everybody. So you're bleeding PageRank to Facebook, to Instagram, to YouTube, to TikTok, and to the company that built the website. The code on the website is so bad that it won't become ADA compliant. They don't know how to make it ADA compliant. So they use a third-party app here, a third-party overlay to make it ADA compliant. The third-party overlay is the opposite of being ADA compliant, because now for it to be ADA compliant, the experience has to be the same for somebody with a disability as it is for somebody without a disability. The fact that you've got to come in here and click a link makes it not the same. I mean, it's like going to the restaurant and them saying, okay, look, here's you some hammers and nails. We realize you need a ramp, so here, build you a ramp so that you can then be wheelchair accessible. I mean, look, how do you get back to where you, okay. I mean, it doesn't make it ADA compliant. It can't even check for some of the most important things. And you don't even know how it's going to look when you start clicking on this stuff. It's crazy. And from there, all this stuff should move up the page. The most valuable real estate is right here where this slider is, but sliders kill conversion. So a slider immediately causes banner blindness. So the second you see a slider, you start ignoring this area here. We've got new inventory, and what happens if I click on something over here? So if I click on, and now those links are gone. So again, I kind of like the one page stuff. I'm just not, I'm not sure that you need all this information right off the bat. If I'm looking for something, I would probably like to have 4 items here and then maybe a small space and 4 more items. I'm not sure. I mean, I need to know the name and the price, but I really don't need to know the stock, the color, and all that stuff at this point of the search, because I'm just looking for something. And to do a fast search, if I'm looking for something that looks good, then I end up having to do a lot of scrolling that would not be necessary had it been set up so I could see 4 on the page without all the added stuff underneath it. So I'm not sure that I like that. If we come back over here, let's go back to the home page. Again, this is not good at all. These kill conversions. And if we click on the inventory, we've got a bunch of, you've got banner blindness that happens when you've got so much going on, but you can also be overwhelmed by too much information. That's kind of what's happening here. I guess you either need to look at the new car or the new bike inventory or the parts inventory. If we come in here, let's look at the parts department. If we request, can we look at parts? So that there's no way to look at the parts here. The service department, we've got schedule an appointment. We've also got service department, service schedule service. So these are the same links here. So it looks like a lot more is going on than what's actually going on, and that's not normally what you want to have going on. You want it to be as simple and easy to understand and get through. It's really slow, and this DX1 that built this website, they're famous for building poorly coded. Really, look, we've got a secure connection failed, so we're not even able to get to the financing form. If I refresh it, will it work? Secure connect. So no, that the financing form doesn't even work. About, we've got we've got events calendar. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on here, isn't there? Rentals. We left the website. Where are we at? We're gone. And there's no way to get back to that website. Oh, here's the website over here. So we come back over here to the home page. We've got the Indian motorcycles here. Request information. But I don't know if is this new. Okay, these are new. I'm not able to select anything here. We can select some stuff here. So all this, these links here are just going to the inventory page. So actually, all you really would need is an inventory page. You can't click here. You've got to come down here and pick one of these. So it seems like what you would do is you would send them to all inventory page. You would get rid of this stuff here because it's not necessary. You would move this up the page, and now you're able to see the inventory and pick exactly what you want. Maybe if you wanted to have the breadcrumb, you could have the breadcrumb right up here. You could actually make the logo a lot smaller because, the logo is for branding. But once you're on the website, there's really no need to do the branding. And again, this hurts your ADA. This makes it not ADA compliant. It does not make it ADA compliant. It makes it not ADA compliant. We've got the year. We've got we're picking between years. So we can pick between 1 year and the other year 2011 to 2025 price. I mean, it seems like you would show the prices from the cheapest to the most expensive, so you really wouldn't need to pick a price range, because if you just showed the cheapest to the most expensive, because if people are looking for a deal, then they could see the deal. This is all manufacturers, so if we're looking for a particular manufacturer, and we do like this. Again, the parts FICA. So we're looking for motorcycle parts. Then we pick the year. The red is terrible, that red on that black background. But they do have the parts in here. So they've got parts in here. This is the body fender. And these are the prices. We can add. Oh, this is add to wish list. But I can't take them off. So if I only need one part, I'm not able to remove the part. But they do have parts in here. You just don't have the ability to take parts off. And like I said, the red is terrible. And we've got the entire part, the kits on here. The website's really slow. And we've got the parts listed out, but we can only do a wish list. We can't buy them, and we can't add to them. We can print the list. So we do have the parts, we just don't have the ability to buy them. If we look at the load time, this is Google's tool here. If the first content pane isn't under a second, Google can't spider all the pages. And let's close this right here. I'm not sure why they've got links to that website for the rentals. But if the first content pane isn't under a second, Google can't spider all the pages. If this one right here is not under 2.5 seconds, it'll have ranking penalties on it. And it will also, I mean, you lose, Google's own study showed that you lose 53% of the traffic if it takes more than 3 seconds to load. So at 3 seconds, you're losing half your traffic. People will come to the website, they'll click on something. If they're on mobile, it's a lot faster when you're on desktop like we are, but even on desktop, it's slow. So they come in here, and then, I mean, each one of these, this is, all these things here, if you don't have a page with a lot of content on it, then what happens is Google will see this as duplicate content because you've got all these links and everything else, plus you're bleeding page rank to every one of these things. So if I click on schedule a test drive, it's just a contact form. So I mean, and we don't even know what I want to test drive because I haven't, I mean, the test drive should be after I look at the inventory, and this could just go to all inventory and be broken down from there. The parts could go to the parts department and be broken down from here. Although, I mean, request parts, I mean, so, you know, and we've got, but this right here, and this is a generator. But the parts could be just one link going to the parts. The service could just be one link. We've got scheduled service, winter storage, special offers, warranty recalls and lookups. But if the page isn't loaded in under 3 seconds, at 3 seconds it loses 53% of its traffic. At 9 seconds, it's probably losing 98% of its traffic. And if it's not loaded in 2.5 seconds, it's got ranking penalties, it's got other stuff that's going on as well. And the website's full of errors. So we've got 78 errors, and one error can prevent it from working correctly in the browser. It can prevent the search engine from being able to spider the website, and one error makes it not ADA compliant. So the website is doubly not ADA compliant. This thing right here is not doing anything to help the ADA compliance issues. And in addition to that, the website is bleeding users because at 9 seconds, if at 3 seconds you're losing 53%, I mean, at 9 seconds you're probably losing the majority of your traffic there, and Google's not able to spider the traffic. So even though you've got all these pages and all this other stuff going on, Google's not able to find a lot of these pages because they're not able to spider the website, because if the website's not fully loaded in 1 second, and look, they even have an accessibility statement when they're obviously not accessible. It's not accessible, so the accessibility statement doesn't help at all. So the website's got some serious problems. We've got a lot of stuff going on here that just is overwhelming for the user. So you get so much information that you don't know what to do. And studies have shown this. I mean, they did the jail survey, or the jail things they did with jelly, where a guy was showing jelly to customers when they came in the door, and he would say, hey, look, you know, we've got 3 samples of jelly. They would come in, they would pick which one they like, and then they would go and purchase that jelly, and they were making a lot of sales. And they said, wow, we're making a lot of sales. Let's show the entire inventory. So they went back and they showed like all these 100 different types of jelly and everything else, and then people became overwhelmed and nobody bought anything because they said, hey, let me think about this and then I'll figure out what I want later, and nobody bought anything. So you've got so much information going on that it's information overload. The website has got penalties on it. One, Google can't spider all the content. So even though your SEO is 100%, it doesn't matter because Google never gets to the pages because they can't spider them, because it takes more than a second for the first content pane. So Google will abandon the crawl, and it's got ranking penalties on it because if the website's not loaded in under 2.5 seconds, there's a ranking penalty. And in addition to that, Google checks to see what people do on the website. So they say, hey, if people leave the website, this is a bad user experience. So we're not going to rank these websites as high if people are leaving the website. And we already know that Google's tests show that 53% of the people will leave in 3 seconds. So not only does it have the ranking penalties and the inability to spider the site, but you've also got the fact that people are 53%, over 53% of the people are leaving without doing anything on the website, and that's also a ranking signal. So you've got the abandonment issues. You can't buy the parts or do anything. And a lot of people will say, a lot of web designers will say, oh, it's impossible to get a website to load in under a second, and it's impossible to be error-free. Well, this website right here is the one that, the reason I'm looking at these websites is trying to get some ideas for this one. And you can see we've got the parts here, and you can go through and buy the parts off this website. And when you click on service, you pick the motorcycle that you need service on, you pick what you want it to happen, you pick the oil change, and it needs some improvement. That's why we're looking at this stuff to get some ideas. But you can see, and this one right here is simple and easy to look at. You're able to I mean, you're not overwhelmed with information. I mean, you pick out your motorcycle, you pick out the color and everything else. I mean, it's set up to be simple and to have everything you need here. And again, the reason we're doing this right now is to try and figure out what all we need to change to improve this website. But you can see that the first content pane is in 0.8 milliseconds, the largest content pane is in 0.8 milliseconds, and it's error-free. There's no errors on the website anywhere. So a lot of people will say this is impossible, there's no way to do this, that I'm talking crazy. But just to prove that I'm not talking crazy, you can see there. And when you come back over here, you'll notice that this is, the logo's still here. You're still getting brand recognition from the logo. I'm not giving, either you want to buy a motorcycle, you want parts for a motorcycle, or you want service. That's why you're here. So this determine why you're here. Once we determine why you're here, is it for parts, for inventory, or for service? Once we've determined that, then we'll give you the other options. So I think that the website's overwhelming. I think that you're bleeding link juice like crazy. It's not ADA compliant. Instead of using a third-party overlay, what you should do is just fix the code. You shouldn't link to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok. And if somebody from that DX1, I mean, we have to click over here because you can't see their logo there. From DX1, if somebody from DX1 wants to debate this with me or wants information on how to fix this website or what they should be doing, I'll be more than happy to talk to them. But you can see this website is bleeding customers. It's losing money because of bad code. And you can see right here, I mean, it's point blank, no two ways about it. I can show you the documentation from Google. I can show you the tests from Google, the studies from Google. This website is losing over 53, probably over 90% of the money it would be making if you just fix these problems right here. So this website's bleeding customers, it's not ranking good, and the dealership's losing money and probably don't even know they're losing money from this stuff.